It's lunchtime on a sunny day in New York City. At Madison Square Park is the flagship kiosk for world-famous Shake Shack. A minimum of a 45-minute wait line snakes through the park. What began as a hot dog stand in Madison Square Park curled its way to a global icon with $3.6 billion in market cap as of the end of August of 2021. With so many burger options available from McDonald's to Five Guys, just how did Shake Shack stand out from such a crowded market? Shake Shack can attribute its global success to the restoration of Madison Square Park at around the turn of this century. Between the 1960s and 90s, Madison Square Park had fallen into a state of disrepair and neglect. In 1997, the New York City Department of Parks and Rec successfully raised funds to give Madison Square Park a much-needed facelift. However, making it look appealing was only half the battle. The city needed something to lure people to the park and get them spending money in the area. Enter celebrity chef Danny Meyer. Meyer had been a staple of the New York City culinary scene for over a decade. The success of his first restaurant, Union Square Cafe, made him the ideal candidate to attract more middle-class and high society types to the park. He opened 11 Madison Park, a high-end Americana restaurant overlooking the freshly restored park. While 11 Madison Park drew guests looking for a fine dining experience, not everyone was looking for an expensive meal on a relaxing walk through the park. Shake Shack was on the verge of being born. Meyer enlisted the help of Randy Garutti, the current CEO of Shake Shack. Together in 2001, they opened a hot dog stand operating out of 11 Madison Square's kitchen. Their gourmet dogs were a brilliant success, and the stand kept those people looking for a quick bite pretty happy. Pretty soon during lunchtime in Madison Square Park, lines of more than 50 people became common to get what was becoming a city-famous hot dog. This was something that came as a complete surprise to Meyer and Garutti. According to Garutti, Meyer came up with the concept for Shake Shack on a napkin after hearing some interesting news. The city was hearing proposals to lease a 400-square-foot kiosk in Madison Square Park. Business people from all over submitted their suggestions, but none of them had the vision that Meyer had. On that napkin, Meyer envisioned a modern take on the classic roadside burger stand. However, Danny's burger stand wouldn't have 50s music blasting as waitresses on roller skates brought you your meal. After all, Johnny Rockets was already doing that. The goal was to serve fresh, high-quality food all at an affordable price. The plan was simply to have good people serving fresh food. Once they put a burger on the menu, according to Garutti, the rest was history. It didn't take much for New York City to award Meyer the Park kiosk. The first Shake Shack was born in July of 2004. Meyer is the founder and CEO of Union Square Hospitality Group, or USHG, the holding company that owns and operates 18 restaurants in New York City. Meyer's first restaurant, Union Square Cafe, has done extremely well. It's won 5 James Beard Awards and ranked in first place on Zagat Survey's most popular restaurant list an unprecedented 9 times. As for Shake Shack, it's no longer under the controlling umbrella of Union Square Hospitality Group. It became its own entity, trading publicly on the New York Stock Exchange in 2015. Surprisingly, Meyer never went to culinary school. He graduated from Trinity College in Connecticut with a bachelor's degree in political science. His first experience in the restaurant industry came in 1984 as the assistant manager of an Italian seafood restaurant. Meyer spent the following year in Europe studying culinary arts in Italy and France. He had never designed a menu nor managed a payroll back in 1985, but Meyer was determined when he opened Union Square Cafe. Meyer has been known for being somewhat of a maverick in the industry. For example, in 2015, Meyer made headlines when USHG moved to eliminate tipping at all of their restaurants. Meyer introduced his Hospitality Included program, which he believed would, quote, save the restaurant industry. The program aimed to pay service and front-of-house staff an actual wage rather than having the staff rely solely on tips. However, much of Danny's front-of-house staff began leaving the company simply because they were making less money with the new rules. One waitress went from making around $60,000 a year to around $50,000. once her tips were taken away. The hospitality included policy raised menu prices by 21%, with a commonly accepted rate of gratuity being 15 to 20% of the bill. The program can cost the customers more money. However, since the pandemic, Meyer has rescinded his no-tipping policy, and since then has introduced a tip-sharing system between kitchen and wait staff. As for the food, however, Meyer's restaurants haven't disappointed the critics. Between all of the USHG's restaurants, they've been awarded 7 Michelin stars and currently hold 3. 11 Madison still holds 3 stars, but Meyer sold the restaurant to the head chef and manager back in 2011. For comparison, Gordon Ramsay has been awarded 16 Michelin stars throughout his career. While Shake Shack doesn't have any Michelin stars yet, there's no doubt that the world-famous burger bar is worth a special journey. Shake Shack is technically a fast casual restaurant like Chipotle or Five Guys. Guests aren't getting fast food speed from McDonald's or Burger King, but customers also aren't sitting down in a full-service restaurant. Fast casual restaurants focus more on fresh and flavorful food rather than speed, and diners will pay just a bit more for food that's fresher with better quality. Fast casual restaurants popped up in the 90s and have snowballed as an industry. Even though it's only a fraction of the size of the fast food industry, fast casual brought in roughly $125.6 billion in 2019. Fast casual is projected to grow to roughly $210 billion by 2027. From its origins on the back of a napkin, Shake Shack has grown into a globally recognized brand with over 250 restaurants worldwide. However, Meyer never actually envisioned Shake Shack to be a chain restaurant. He designed the menu, aesthetic, and business plan specifically for New York City only. Meyer and Garutti didn't set out to design Shake Shacks as something that they could repeat. The first Shake Shack was designed for one purpose, which was to be part of the park and the community in New York. It took 5 years before a second Shake Shack opened in New York City. By 2010, Shake Shack had opened several locations in NYC. Its first location outside New York City was in Miami. And because Shake Shack became its own little community gathering place, each time a new location opened, each Shake Shack aimed to recreate that unique experience. Each and every restaurant is tailored to its location. A Shake Shack in Mexico City isn't going to be a copy of the one in Madison Square Park. In 2015, Shake Shack went public on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol SHACK. They opened with an IPO of $21 per share. Shack was trading for $47 per share the following day. Shake Shack shared plans to expand its domestic footprint to 450 stores, opening 14 new locations a year for the next 25 years. For Shake Shack, it all starts with a beef patty, and Shake Shack only gets its beef from one butcher, Pat LaFrieda. His secret beef blend was created specifically for the Shake Shack project, and his New Jersey shop supports every Shake Shack restaurant in New York and the surrounding area. The burgers are made with beef that's vegetarian-fed and antibiotic and hormone-free, and the beef is never ever frozen. It's always freshly ground. There's no way that LaFrieda can supply the beef for every Shake Shack, but he oversees and trains butchers to reproduce his beef recipe for Shake Shacks around the world. What makes Shake Shack's burgers different? The difference is in the fat. Many burgers actually have fat added to leaner meat as it's a much cheaper process. LaFrieda's burgers are cut solely from whole muscles and rely on the fat present in those muscles. According to LaFrieda, added fat seeps out as soon as the patty hits the grill. Shake Shack burgers maintain all the delicious juiciness, moving from grill to customer. Shake Shack's reputation is staked on their burgers, which is why a Shack burger is seen as a luxury good among fast casual food. It all comes back to high-quality food at an affordable price. While Shake Shack is known for its burgers, they've historically lacked in one department: French fries. At the Madison Square Park kiosks, it was simply a lack of space. Hand-cut fries take time, cost money, and occupy a lot of precious space. Instead, Garutti and Meyer opted for frozen crinkle-cut fries, which they claim to be the best on the frozen fry market. For years, people raved about the Shack burger but complained about the fries. New York Times' Pete Wells actually wrote a review questioning why Meyer couldn't teach his chefs how to make a decent French fry. Meyer knew that they could do better, and a few months after that New York Times article, they made the move to freshly cut in-house fries. Garutti called it the toughest food decision they ever had to make, which, in hindsight, is pretty telling of their overall performance. The pandemic has changed the way restaurants operate, and Shake Shack wasn't impervious to the effects. However, the company plans to use what it learned from the pandemic between curbside pickup and order-out services to expand into the future. During their second quarter review of 2020, Shake Shack announced plans to build restaurants that can thrive under any circumstance. As of March 2021, Shake Shack has borrowed $225 million to set its expansion plan in motion. Click to watch one of these next videos.